Vanakkam. Welcome back to our course SAP Metals Management. In this session, we will discuss what is the impact of SAP on key business process flows in supply chain management like material flow, information flow, and cash flow. Before going into the session, we will discuss some answers for the previous session. So what are the three basic servers in SAP system or basic clients? So we discuss development, quality, and production. So development is used by consultants to customize and configure the requirements, and they will do the unit testing also. Quality system is used by consultants and also by the power users to do the testing. Here we suggested to use the best practice. The testing has to be done by the user side, not solely not alone by the consultants, but should be taken responsibility by the business side. That is the quality. Once it is satisfied that whatever the requirement given are configured and properly they are in quality system, they have to be moved to the production system. That is what is the day-to-day operations where regular transactions are going on. Here, all these configuration settings will be moved through the change request or transfer request, and but the master data required for these things have to be created in each client or each server according to the requirement and also the testing scenario. That is why in development, the consultants may use very small, very simple systems to test the system. They will say it is okay. But from business side, there may be some different scenarios. All these things have to be tested in quality system with the different master data, right? So different scenarios. That is why we are insisting for this testing by the users. And we can manage the transaction by folders in favorites, true or false. Yes, we saw that now. In the favorites, we can create various folders and then we can insert the transactions. We saw how to insert the transactions also. And when we have some doubt in a field, what to do, how to clarify the doubt. This is important point we discussed. SAP has provided excellent option, that is to understand any field. Mostly 90% of the field they're given this option. Using F1, you can see the details like what is the description of the field, what is the use of the field, what are the procedure to follow. Like this, it depends on the field. They're given many explanations. So please go through them if you want to understand the field. And then you go to some sources in internet or some website like www.saphelp.sap.com or some experts. Those things you can approach. But use this option given in SAP. Then we discuss how to see the possible values to be entered in the specific field. We are going to the field, how to see what are the possible values to enter. So we discuss that using F4, you can see the possible values. Also, we recommended to use the function of star effectively. That is before the term, after the term, and middle the term. Where to use the star, that is important. Use it effectively so that you will be getting the very close value to be entered. Every time when a transaction is executed, entering some repeated selection parameters is taking a lot of activity, it's time taking activity. How to avoid this? Of course, when you take on purchase order reports, there may be some many parameters which you have to enter again and again. To avoid this, you can create variants and save it. So you can avoid these repeated entries in the selection parameters. This is one interesting parameter, interesting feature. Now we'll go into the session. So far we discussed on what is ERP SAP. Then we discuss how to navigate on SAP. So this session we are going to discuss the impact of SAP in business. As we see here, this is the overall business process overview of a business, where any business will have a supplier, there will be manufacturer, there will be customer. These are the three basic entities any supply chain of the business will have: supplier, manufacturer, and customer. And there are three basic flows, right? Here I'm showing 4 flows, but actually there are 3 basic flows. What are the 3 basic flows? Material flow, which is moving from supplier to manufacturer to customer. Then cash flow, cash is moving from customer to manufacturer to supplier. And then there is information flow, which is moving on both the sides, because information has to flow on both the directions. That is important, right? So the reverse product flow is something where things will happen in reverse. So let us keep it aside. But the basic flows, if we take metal flow, cash flow, information flow, and business will involve all these activities what we mentioned. And there are many number of companies may be linked in the business. It may be anything: a supplier, 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 supplier. Its supplier itself will have some hundreds of suppliers. Customers will have hundreds of customers. Manufacturing will have different things. Assembly like that. Also, the things are becoming more complex when you're involving more suppliers and more customers. One of the complexities are coming that when a customer is a supplier, customer is a supplier, supplier is a customer. The situation may happen. So, what is the example? Example is that when there is a one fashion shop or a cloth shop is there. That owner, no, he is going to a restaurant which is opposite his shop. So when he is going to the restaurant, he is the customer to the restaurant. The restaurant is the supplier. Now the restaurant person is coming to the shop, the cloth shop, to buy some cloth. Then the restaurant owner is becoming customer, the cloth person is becoming supplier. Similarly in production also, in manufacturing also, there are many situations like this. A customer may become supplier, supplier may become customer. That is when SAP has come out with the partner concept called the business partner, where we can handle all these things into one master data to cover the general data, and then give the relationship like supplier or customer different ways. We will discuss about business partner later. And to have strong supply chain, another important point is every person who is involved, like a manufacturer, supplier, they are all should be very strong. They should add value in the business, which means they should utilize the system in the proper way, and also they should contribute in better way to the business. They should add value. They should also make profits. For that, they should a proper system. Okay. So these are the basic business process view. To handle any business, the operations planning and control should be very strong. So this is the overview of operations planning and control. It starts from the business plan, okay, which means that there is a clear business plan. What should they do? Based on the business plan, they conduct the sales and operations planning, where the production plan is arrived. For example, 18 months production plan is arrived. They check whether the available resources are there or not. Based on the resources, they do this master scheduling. Yes, we can do it because the sales and operations planning will be done normally on monthly basis and on the product family basis. But master scheduling will happen for individual product wise and also mostly on weekly basis. This master schedule is the input to do the MRP, materials requirements planning, and this will give the output to carry out what is to be purchased, like a purchasing activities, and also what is to be produced, production activity control will be carried out, and then performance measurements are carried out to do all the other activities. So this is overall operational plan. So there should be a strong system to carry out all these things, right? There should be very strong system. Also there should be very clear feedback. So when the resources are available, yes or no, whether the master schedule is happening properly or not, MRP is giving proper inputs or not, production is going on properly or not. For all these things there should be proper feedback. So for all these things there should be a clear system. So that is where SAP is playing important role. This is giving very clear input to the systems to carry out the operations, but not only that, but also to monitor and also to control, right? So we'll see that how. Material flow in supply chain, how is it happening? Material flow is the movement of material from supplier to customer. So material requirement is created either manually or through the system like a material requirements planning MRP, based on which purchase request is created. And this purchase request is converted into purchase order and it is sent to supplier. Materials are received. And when the received materials are quality checked, once the quality is approved, materials are taken to the storage locations. Then metal is issued either for production or for delivery. And then the finished product is received from the production and moved for delivery. So here we can see that SAP supports efficient and effective flow of materials movement here by facilitating a proper requirement, a proper purchase requisitions, proper purchase orders, and do the proper goods receipt, proper issue list, all these things through various modules like a PP, MM, WM, QM, and other modules. Information is very important in business. So how information is happening here? There is an order received from customer and it is captured as a sales order. See, when you see there, right, the order may be received as EDA, electronic data interface, or manually entered. Many things may happen. And then we have to check whether the items which are required for customer demand is there or not. If not, the details will be sent to the MRP to plan the materials, either to purchase or to produce. MRP planned the materials with the production schedule and capacity. Planned orders for production or purchase requisition for purchase, they are all created. The planned orders are converted into production order to produce the components or the products. And then purchase requisitions are created with the required quantity and date, which are passed to the suppliers through purchase orders. On receipt of materials, they are taken into stock and information is shared with production to commence production activities. When the materials are ready as finished products, information is available to create delivery. So with the integrated system, information is available on time, which increases visibility and velocity across the business. Right? See, now we saw that, right? The purchase order details, when the material is going to come, on receipt we know the information, when the production is done, information is available. All these things are available online, so that visibility and velocity are increasing. Also, the logistics information system and SAP standard reports provide valuable insights about a lot of information. As information is available on time through SAP, decisions are taken at each point effectively, which is very important for any business. Financial flow involves the following: receipt of invoice from suppliers, payment to the suppliers, billing to the customers, and incoming payments. Payments to the suppliers are done in two methods. One is called two-way match, another is called three-way match. Two-way match means the payment is done by comparing the purchase order and the invoice received from the supplier. Three-way match means it is comparing purchase order, invoice received from the supplier, and also the goods receipt, all these three. So now all these purchase order, goods receipt, and invoice, this is the clear integration which is between materials management and financial module, FI module. So with this, the financial flow is happening in SAP. And overall, SAP helps organizations to carry out various functions like planning, procurement to delivery, all the transactions, tracking of all the orders, purchase orders, sales orders, production orders, planning and control at the corporate level, business level, budgeting, costing, controlling those kind of activities, and information throughout the organization. Just now we discussed, right, how the information is available across organization, and sharing the data between organizations. We discussed various entities in supply chain, sharing the data across organizations, and this provides visibility across entire supply chain. This is giving a good advantage to the supply chain to take the right decisions and improved decisions. In this session, we discussed about the overview of business. What are the various business processes and business entities, and how SAP is having impact on supply chain processes. Let us see some questions for this session as quiz. What are the three basic entities in business? What are the three basic flows in any business? In operations planning and control, feedback is very important. Is it true or false? Visibility and velocity are key part of business flow, right? Which business flow? These are important. So these are the quiz questions for this session. After understanding the overview of business and how SAP supports business, we will introduce materials management in SAP S/4HANA, that is the procure to pay process, and then we'll talk about basic master data and processes in the next session. Please give your feedback to improve the flow and contents of our course. Also, please recommend to your friends and colleagues to subscribe to our channel so that they can also get the benefit. For any clarifications, contact me in the numbers given and also the mail ID given. Thank you. See you in the next session. Take care. Bye.